Have you ever tried getting up from the floor and felt stuck for a moment, wondering, why is this suddenly so hard? Here's the surprising part. Over 45% of adults over 50 report difficulty rising from the floor, even though most of them think it's just aging. It's not. And today you're going to discover one simple trick that makes getting up easier, safer, and far less painful. Plus the hidden mistake almost everyone makes that actually makes standing up harder. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to do whenever you're low on the ground, whether it's after a fall, after exercising, or simply picking something up. Before we begin, let me reassure you, if getting up is tough for you, it's not a personal failure, it's not a sign of weakness, and it absolutely does not mean you're losing your independence. Most seniors struggle because nobody ever taught them the mechanics. Today, you'll learn them step by step in a way your joints will thank you for. Let's start with a simple truth. Getting up from the floor has very little to do with brute strength and everything to do with leverage. That's why even people who exercise daily can find themselves stuck. But here's the part most seniors don't know. If you shift your body in the right order, the force required to stand up drops dramatically. In fact, research from mobility studies shows that using your larger muscle groups first can reduce overall joint strain by as much as 30%. That small change can determine whether you stand with ease or struggle and risk injury. So let's talk about the most common problem seniors face. The body locks up, the knees feel stiff, the hips don't want to bend, and the lower back feels fragile. Caregivers notice this all the time. Someone goes down to the floor, even slowly, but coming back up feels like climbing a mountain. And the real cause might surprise you. It's not usually lack of strength, it's lack of sequencing. When you try to stand in the wrong order, like trying to push up before building a base, you force your knees and lower back to do work they aren't designed to do anymore. This creates the painful, shaky, I'm stuck moment. But here's the good part. You can fix this with one simple trick I'll give you in a moment. And once you learn it, you'll feel an immediate difference. Almost instantly, you'll feel safer, more balanced, and more in control. First, let's identify the biggest mistake people make trying to stand straight up from their back or belly. When you start from the floor and try to rise vertically, you're fighting gravity with your smallest joints, knees, wrists, and lower back. That's why so many seniors feel knee pain, hand pressure, or even dizziness. Instead, the body is designed to rise diagonally, not vertically. Think of it like rolling on your side to get out of bed. It's gentle, it's efficient, and it works with your natural strength. Now, here comes the core trick. If you only remember one thing from this video, let it be this: side support step. This is the safest, easiest, most joint-friendly way to get up from the floor, especially for adults over 50. Let's break it down. First side. Anytime you're on the floor, the very first movement should be rolling onto your side. This automatically protects your spine, engages your hip stabilizers, and puts your body in a position of strength. Seniors with arthritis, knee pain, or hip stiffness find rolling much easier than pushing. Second support. Once you're on your side, use your hands and elbows to get onto all fours, not a push-up position, but a comfortable table position. This spreads your weight over multiple points, reducing load on any one joint. Most people feel instant relief here because it gets the pressure off the knees and onto larger muscles like the shoulders and thighs. Third step. From all fours, move one foot forward into a half kneeling position. Not both feet, just one. This single step is where the magic happens. It activates your glutes, the strongest muscles in your body, and takes 80% of the strain off the knees. This is the moment nearly every senior says, "Oh wow, that feels easier." But don't stand fully yet. I want you to remember this micro technique most caregivers don't know before rising. Place one hand on a stable object, a chair, a sofa, even your own thigh. This tiny support point reduces your required leg strength by nearly half. That's why physical therapists teach this as the safest move for older adults. Now let's go through the whole process together slowly. You're sitting or lying on the floor. You roll onto your side. You slide up onto your elbow, then onto your hands. You push back gently until you're on all fours. Then you bring one foot forward like you're proposing. Yes, like a lunge, but only half of one. Then you push up using the support around you. This is the safest and easiest way for seniors to get off the floor. And the best part is, the more you practice, the easier it becomes. But here's something most people never talk about. Getting up from the floor is not just a skill, it's a daily health indicator. Studies in senior mobility show that your ability to rise from the ground is strongly linked to your longevity, balance, and fall prevention strength. That's why physical therapists often test floor to stand mobility as part of a senior's health assessment. If you can improve this one skill, you often improve your whole stability. So let's get deeper into how your body works. Why do some seniors feel strong in daily life yet struggle on the floor? It's because the moment you're low, your center of gravity shifts. Your muscles aren't used to supporting you in that new angle. That's why you need a method, not force, to stand safely. And right now, I want to introduce mini skill number 1, hip pivoting. It sounds complicated, but it's incredibly simple. When you're on all fours, before stepping 1 foot forward, push your hips back slightly as if you're sitting on your heels. This tiny shift unlocks your leg muscles and gives you momentum for the next part. It's the same type of movement used in chair exercises for seniors, and it dramatically reduces knee strain. Next, let's talk about one surprising factor: breathing. Yes, people forget to breathe when they try getting up. They hold their breath, tighten their chest, and suddenly everything feels harder. When you're rising, the best breathing pattern is exhale on effort. That means breathe out as you push up. It lowers blood pressure swings, keeps you calm, and reduces dizziness. Now, let's talk about pain. Many seniors fear the floor because of past pain, especially knee pain, back pain, or fear of falling, but avoidance makes the problem worse. That's why one of the best solutions is guided repetition. Practicing this safe technique once or twice a week builds confidence, muscle memory, and balance. Caregivers notice huge improvements when seniors practice slowly and mindfully. Now, before we dive into the bonus technique I promised, I want you to take a moment and imagine this. You're sitting comfortably on the floor, no panic, no struggle, no pressure in your knees, no fear of getting stuck. You know exactly what to do and exactly how to move. That confidence alone changes how your entire body responds. Seniors who feel confident move better, breathe better, and balance better. So today's next part is all about building that confidence through technique, not toughness. Let's start with something almost nobody knows about floor mobility. The secret lies in your hips, not your back or knees. Most adults over 50 instinctively use their backs first because the hips feel stiff or weak. But your hips are built for this movement. They're the engine of your lower body, and activating them properly is the key to rising safely. When older adults learn to hinge at the hips, floor movements become smoother almost instantly. So let's revisit the side support step method and build in a few advanced details that make the process even easier. After you roll to your side and support yourself with your hands, I want you to pause for 1 second. This helps regulate your breathing and prevents sudden dizziness. Many seniors get lightheaded not because of heart issues, but because they rush the transition. Pausing allows your blood pressure to equalize. Then, once you're on all fours, watch what your hips are doing. If they're stiff or locked, everything becomes harder. But here's the trick: do a tiny sway left and right just once or twice. This gentle motion wakes up your stabilizers and makes the next movement smoother. Physical therapists use this exact method with seniors recovering from back pain, arthritis, or long periods of sitting. Now, here comes the bonus technique I teased earlier. This method is especially helpful for seniors with knee replacements, arthritis, sciatica, or limited leg strength. I call it the chair boost technique. And once you try it, you'll wonder why no one taught it sooner. The chair boost technique works like this. Instead of stepping 1 foot forward into a kneeling position immediately, you first crawl or scoot your body toward a stable object like a chair, couch, or even a coffee table. Once you're close enough, place both hands on the surface and shift your weight backward toward your hips. Then, instead of pushing up with your knees, you push up with your arms and hips together. This combination reduces knee pressure by up to 70%. Seniors with chronic pain often say, "That feels like cheating." And I always reply, it's not cheating, it's smart biomechanics. Let's walk through it slowly. You're on all fours. You gently crawl toward the chair. Your hands go onto the seat or cushion. Your hips shift back. And then your upper body helps you rise, not forcefully, just gradually until 1 foot naturally steps forward on its own. This technique gives your body a lifting assist and creates a safer, steadier upward path. Here's a mini curiosity loop for you in part 3. I'll show you a special prevention routine that keeps your joints mobile, boosts your strength, and makes getting off the floor easier with each passing month. But first, let's strengthen the foundational skills. One of the major reasons adults over 50 struggle with floor transitions is something called lower limb asymmetry. In simple terms, one leg is stronger or more stable than the other. Everyone has a dominant side, but as we age, that difference becomes more noticeable. When you step forward to rise, most people naturally choose their weaker side, and that makes the movement feel harder. So here's the expert tip: always step forward with your stronger leg first. It sounds obvious, but seniors rarely think about it. When you lead with your stronger leg, the entire movement becomes more stable and predictable. Now let's talk about breathing again, because it plays a bigger role than most realize. When you're on your side or all fours, take 1 deep breath. Then as you begin the step phase, breathe out slowly. Remember, exhale on effort. This simple pattern supports your core, stabilizes your spine, and reduces the chance of straining your lower back. Seniors with high blood pressure particularly benefit from controlled breathing because it helps prevent sudden pressure spikes. Let's add another high-value skill, microstabilization. Before standing up fully, I always teach seniors to test their tripod. A tripod means 3 points of stability. When you're in the half kneeling position, one knee down, one foot up, your foot, your knee, and your support hand form a triangle. This is your safety net. If the triangle feels strong, the stand will feel strong. If it feels shaky, pause, adjust your foot position, and try again. This one step prevents countless falls and wobbles. Now let's address one of the most common concerns. What if my knees hurt even in the kneeling position? This is where a simple household item becomes life-changing, a folded towel or cushion. When you kneel on a slightly padded surface, the pressure on your joints decreases dramatically. Seniors with arthritis often avoid floor exercises because the kneeling hurts, but with a small pad, that pain becomes manageable or disappears entirely. Still, I know what you might be thinking. All of this sounds useful, but what if I fall unexpectedly? And that's exactly why mastering floor stand skills is so important. Falls don't just require strength to recover from, they require strategy. And the more familiar you are with these movements, the calmer you'll be in a real situation. Calmness by itself improves your chances of getting up safely. Here's another key detail: use momentum, but controlled momentum. When you shift from your side onto your elbows and hands, you're already using a rolling motion that helps you. This is good. Seniors often think they need to avoid movement altogether, but the truth is movement is your friend. Controlled, slow, intentional momentum helps your body transition through the movement without overworking any single muscle or joint. Now, let's expand a bit on something we touched earlier, hip hinging. This movement is the foundation of safe bending, lifting, and standing. But most seniors bend from their back, not their hips, and that leads to discomfort. When you hinge from your hips, meaning you push them slightly back as you lean forward, you automatically protect your spine and activate your glutes. Try this simple test. Stand next to a wall and gently push your hips back until they touch the wall. That's a hip hinge. The same movement applies when you're rising in the half lunge position. Let's introduce another valuable technique, the hand walk. When you're on all fours and preparing to step 1 foot forward, instead of lifting your knee too high, which can cause wobbling, walk your hands slightly closer toward your knee. This reduces the distance your foot needs to travel and makes the motion more stable. It's a tiny adjustment, but one that caregivers find incredibly useful when helping older adults. Before we move to the emotional aspect, let's add one more practical tip. Widen your base. When your knees or feet are too close together, your balance becomes unstable. Spreading your knees slightly apart in the all fours position increases stability by creating a stronger foundation. This makes the step forward phase feel smoother and safer. Now, let's talk about mindset for a moment. Many adults over 50 carry a hidden fear. If I get down on the floor, will I be able to get back up? This fear leads people to avoid the floor entirely, which actually causes mobility to worsen over time. The truth is, you get better at what you practice. Even practicing this technique once a week can make a huge difference. It trains your body, but it also trains your brain to stay calm and confident. Here's a powerful reminder: mobility is not just physical, it's emotional. When you know you can get up safely, you feel more independent, more capable, and more in control. That confidence spills into everything: walking, climbing stairs, staying active, even reducing fear of falling. If you're finding this helpful and you're 50 or older, feel free to subscribe for more simple, science-backed health tips that keep you strong, safe, and confident at home.